everyone, and welcome to the I Shall Bloom Show. Yes, a show where we interview stellar individuals whose work and legacy has profoundly uplifted our communities for the better. Each week, we interview a new guest and we take a deeper dive into the events and the work that they're doing in their lives, sharing ideas and experience. You see here at I Show Bloom, you show bloom, and we show bloom. And today is Wednesday. What's up with Wednesday? Well, it's Wednesdays with Willie Mitchell, that is. So we are going to sit and chat for a while. He's going to give us some more wisdom. You know, he's the man with the wisdom. It's Willie Mitchell, retired Kansas City Chief, Super Bowl winner, executive director, chairman of San Antonio Fighting Back. So without further ado, here is Mr. Mitchell. But I'll say Willie because that's the name of the show, because today is Wednesday and it's Wednesday with Willie. Woo! Yeah.
Well, I like the voice. At least they know we're here. And I'll say good morning to everyone.
Good morning.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you. So, a lot. We just met, 2 weeks ago, but a lot is going on, in this world. It's your day, Wednesdays with Willie. You got 30 minutes to talk about, this is the big boss, so he has more than 30 minutes. He has whatever time he needs. So, we always, he loves the kids. We have, I'm hopping. You want to talk? You start. You start. Oh, okay. Well, we have a lot going on. One of the events that's getting ready to happen is an event for women and Black business and kids. Self-empowerment, self-awareness. It's sponsored by, is it sponsored by Miss Veronica Brooks, or is there several?
It's sponsored by San Antonio Fighting Back.
Sponsored by San Antonio Fighting Back. Oh, okay. So she's one of the keynote speakers, and then Dr. He's going to tell you all about that. I have this information because I'll be there because I'm a Black woman with a Black business, so I'll be there too. So tell us about that event that's going to be happening Friday at 6.
Well, the whole purpose of the event is to see how we can bring African American women together to discuss some of the problems within District 2, and how can they come together and join with the people, and we find out what are some of the ways we can go about reaching the community and solving some of the problems that we have with the kids, some of the problems that we have with adults, and some of the problems that exist that we don't talk about, and nobody has anything to say about them. But we need to do something to get us something that will help us make the right choices and the right decisions about the things that we need for now and things that we need for the future, because we don't know what's going to change, but we have to make sure that we are changing ourselves so we can address the issues in a proper way.
Yes, that's awesome. And just remember, San Antonio Fighting Back is in the center of the District 2 in the community. It's a pillar in the community, and they want to be able to be the place where people can come to for answers, refuge. You can't solve all the problems, but at least be a part of the solution. And so San Antonio Fighting Back, it wants to be and has been a part of the solutions. So we just need to get the word out there. And so being here at the I Shall Bloom show, this is communities, Barbara Jordan's and San Antonio's community talk show. This is their talk show. So any issues that need to be discussed all they have to do is walk downstairs and discuss those issues. So
we have to realize that we have a lot of problems within the community, and those problems need to be addressed. But most of the time when you're looking for the problems to be addressed and someone to come up with the issues, is the male that has all the ideas and thoughts about what we should do. But we have to remember there are some women who have some real good, strong ideas and in some ways how to correct some of these problems in a much better way than we have. But The hardest thing to do is for us to realize that and accept the fact that women have just as much knowledge as men. And let's put this together so we can see what more we can do in order to help one another. And one of the biggest issues, we talk about it a lot, but one of the biggest issues is our kids. Who can we use to do more things with them than women? Men can say what they want to say, but they don't have the same atmosphere that the women have because they didn't have the child, but the women did. So
Yeah.
we have to respect them for doing that and let them show us what they feel like doing in order to help the kids and make sure that those things happen. But it's a real reality that we must do this in a proper way to help all of us and not to be pushing one and saying that I'm the most important person in the world, I'm the most intelligent person in the world, because no matter what you say, no matter what you do, there's always somebody with a little bit more intelligence than you have.
Yeah.
And God has blessed us all to have some intelligence. So let's use all of the intelligence that we have in the proper way and stop saying that we know everything and nobody else knows nothing.
That's right. I like that. Our whole idea again of one hand, but many members. But we all work together and get it all done. So in the community. So Friday at 6 o'clock, it's going to be this great meeting of coming together with all those great minds coming together again for the community, for our future, for the kids. They need to see the peace that that we can have because our world, the devil is just trying to tear it up. And so we need to take that power back, huh?
Right, we
You
do.
know?
And we have to realize that when we talk about the kids, we got to realize that the mother has more influence on the kids than the father. Now, the father might think he's a real important person, but when that child is born, the mother is the one that reaches out to them in so many different ways and show them how much they love them, what they think about them, and give them a direction on where they want to go. And the father, he goes out and say he's providing everything, but you don't realize how much the mother does to influence kids and put a good thought into kids' mind. Uh, and the reason why I say that is because I know I grew up as a child myself, but my mother called me to make some of the best things, do some of the best things in the world, and it made me look at those things that I had to address and make sure that I addressed them in a real proper way. And right today, I thank her for that because I know that she did some things to help me that helped me to get where I am today. And I appreciate that. And I know that there are mothers that can do that for others that can help.
Yes, I like that what you said. It just gives for our moms. Of course, we need our dads. We definitely need our dads, but the mother's word, especially for a male as well, to learn how to respect a woman, you have to relearn how to respect your mother first. So if you don't respect your mother, you won't respect any woman. So he, just like he just said, his mother's word, he said that he lives by his mother's words even today. So they're very powerful. Those seeds that are put in, are even in the womb, the words are put in that. So even when you're pregnant with your babies, that word is going in them, even in before they come out of the womb. So again, that's a living being even then. So when they come out, you're imputing in them. You're putting the word in them. And just now, so listening, like you said, even today, those words. And for me too, I catch. I mean, it's just like, oh my God. My mom has a thing of English, speaking correct English. We couldn't say and ain't. That was like the word. She's always that what. And even today now, I'm like, oh, I ain't, and I catch myself. I'm like, Mom, I mean, I'm not going to do this. You know what I mean? So our mothers are very important, and mothers know that, regardless of what the times are these days, it's against you. The devil is trying to kill. That's his only mission is to kill, steal, destroy families, divide the husband and the wife, the father and the child, divide. But you stay strong because look at the results of what his mom. How many boys? Six,
Five boys.
Five boys.
Yeah.
And she was in control of them. They'd go and mumble somewhere else in the back. What?
right? But that was the thing that I think that made the difference in where I am today,
Yeah.
how I made some right choices and thoughts about what I did in
Mhm.
life, because I always thought about what my mother had said and asked me to do. And I think that's one thing that we have to get the mothers to do today is to tell the kids what she expects of them. And the one thing that I know that's very important that we don't seem to say is that we don't seem to say that I love you. And that means a whole lot to a lot of people when somebody just says,
Mhm.
I love you.
Yes.
And
Oh
we
man,
need to
you
make
said that.
sure they understand what that means so
Mhm.
that they can take that in a positive way and help them to make some of the right choices and decisions, because
Mhm.
there's some decisions that we have to make, and you have to reach back to mom. You got to reach back to God and say thank you for telling me
Mhm.
what to do and the way to do it, and cause you to make the right choice and the decision. And we have to realize that
Mhm.
all of us have
That's
some
right.
good decisions that we can make and some good processes that we can use, but can we bring them together and use them in a positive way?
Yes. I'm getting teared up because it's just I know some of you guys probably don't have your moms, like I don't have my mom. And so, but we're all grateful. I don't know why I'm crying, but we're grateful for the seed, that they put in us. And I don't know, I'm crying about it, but I'm so grateful. And I know my husband was on last week and he was singing a song by Luther Vandross called Dance with Your Father. And I just can't listen to that song because if I had, he talks about if I had one more chance to dance with my father. So we don't want to be like, oh, I wish, even though that song is not about feeling bad, it's about, wow, he was so grateful of the time that he had with his dad and so grateful of the time he had with his parents that if I had one more chance. And so enjoy your mom and your dad,
Right.
huh? Enjoy your mom and your dad. They love you, and they're the ones that you're going to be like sitting on this couch like I am now, just grateful that I had them people that would knock me upside my head. And you can't hit kids now, but we had some, God says, we're the child the way they should go, and they will never depart from it. He chastises the children. So we were raised with God in our life. And so that's the foundation first. God,
That's it.
people,
Yeah.
right? They took God out of the schools, out of the, trying to take it out of the, trying to take the Bible out of everything. And so the world is just in an array, and it's the prince of the air, who is Satan, running things.
Hmm.
But you can take control of your house. What do
And
you
you
say
have
about?
to have that faith in yourself, and that
Mhm.
has to be something that you realize that I have to go about this and do this in the right way, because not only do I have to respect my mom, my dad, myself, and I have to respect God. And when you can do that, that helps you make the right choices and the right decision. And
Mhm.
whether we say it or not, whether we like it or not, those are just some things we have to do. No matter what's said, no matter what we do, we
Mhm.
have to have that type of respect. It's just like I think, and I'll say this all the time, I think I'm the most handsome guy I know. Now, if you don't think I am, that's your problem, not mine.
Right.
But if I don't think I'm a decent looking person and feel
Thank
good
you.
about myself, who else is going to do that for me but me? And
Right.
we all have to have those type of feelings within ourselves and feel like we are dressed in a proper way, because that makes a good person out of us. And
Mhm.
no matter what you say, when you get in that mirror every morning and you brush your teeth and you wash your face and you comb your hair, you look to say, this looks so good. This looks all right. I get in there and get to looking at my eyes and pressing my hands, and I say, well, that's all right. That's fine. But I'm satisfied with that.
Yes.
And I know when I go out, I appreciate what it is that the way that I look. And I'm going to look that way not only to satisfy somebody else, but I'm satisfying myself too.
That's right. And that was the key word is even coming out of the house, your parents are giving you, you're strong. You can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. But then you go out in the world, and if you didn't get that from the house, you can get beat down. And
Right.
that's what's wrong with our kids. So mothers and fathers, we have to tell them, just like he said,
Hmm.
I'm fine. I'm handsome. I know I look good. So we have to say those affirmations. We give them to our kids. You are beautiful. You are a child of the Most High God. You're beautiful. You're strong. You're smart. And so when you step out of that house with all that armor on, them bullets that's gonna come because they come and them fiery darts of the enemy are coming for your kids. And so, but they know.
And one of the most important things I know is when you see a little young lady, she can be 3, she can be 5, she can be 15, but if you tell her, girl, you look so beautiful until it's unbelievable, they're going to smile and say, thank you so much, but that makes them feel good about themselves.
Yes.
And I just think that's one thing that we have to do with the young ladies is to let them know they look real decent, they're good, so have a real strong thought process about yourself.
Yeah.
And don't let men misuse and abuse you because they think that they're great and they think that this. You must make them understand that they got to respect you just like they're asking you to respect them.
Yes. Because, and that's another thing of the gangs and then the child trafficking. That's their hook. If you're not telling your kids that they're beautiful and they're strong or this, that's what the enemy is out on the street telling them.
Mhm.
So if they hear it from that outside enemy, that's what they're, because we need it. We were born in love. We were born to hear it because God, from a child, even as a child, God is giving us love and telling us about love. So if we don't give it to him, that stranger is going to give it to him and dangle the false love, and they're attracted to it. And so that's how the kids are, are swayed away because they're looking. We all need love. It's a part of our DNA, right? And we can go back to biology because I don't know if you guys know it or not. I found something out new again. Mr. Willie majored in
Biology.
what?
And I feel like no matter what nobody says, I feel like my yard is supposed to be beautiful. Now, if somebody else don't want to do it, I'm going to do it myself because that means that I take pride in it. And it doesn't make no difference because I was a football player with the Kansas City Chiefs. It's something that I want to do that I feel good about, and I do it. And if somebody else don't understand it, it's okay with me, but I'm satisfying myself because I'm enjoying doing that. And I think when it all gets through and it's all, everybody, oh man, your yard looks so good. Yes, I know because I did it.
Right.
So I want to feel good about that. But the only thing I do is I do it myself because I feel good about that. And the one thing that I feel that everybody should do is that when you look at your home where you are, make it look beautiful enough to where you're satisfied with it and yourself. Because that is something that we all need to have another appreciation about is if we think good about it, then we're going to do some things about it. And no matter how educated you are and how much this and how much that, there's still something that you can do to where you are the one, you feel good about doing it because you made it look good yourself. And you satisfying yourself by doing that. And it has nothing to do with anybody else. It has something to do with, are you satisfied with making it look good for yourself? And if you do that, be satisfied and happy. That's all you can do. Somebody else might think you're crazy, but they can be crazy too because they need to do the same thing.
Yes. Well, what he's talking about is Mr. Willie he works in his he works in his yard. So there, and I'm not knocking the neighbors, but his yard is like a playground. When it's all the greenery and all the ornaments and all that starts reaping in the spring, it's like his yard is the house that you drive by. And so
And can I go back to one thing?
Yeah.
I can go back to the time that I grew up. And we lived up on North Pine Street in a 2-story house. The neighborhood was beautiful. But guess what? Willie Mitchell was in charge of keeping the grass cut, watering the grass, and all the rest of my brothers would help me do that. But I had to do it because that was the thing that my mama gave me the responsibility to do is to keep her yard looking good.
Yeah.
And so I did it when I was a kid. So what's wrong with me doing it as an adult?
Your own house.
Yeah, my own house. But my mother gave me that. initiative to want to do that because it satisfied her. So I knew when I kept that yard clean and did everything, my mother was satisfied with her little chocolate son.
Yes, see? And so again, we go back to the mothers, the foundation of God, and then the mother and the father. But the mother,
Hmm.
uh, the man went out and worked. He was still there and he had a presence. We knew that, okay, daddy's coming home. But the mother is the one that sat there and nurtured you. And, this, you good at this, baby. You're good at
Hmm.
that. And so she already said, this is what you're going to do.
Right.
And still today,
Hmm.
you're taking care. It goes along with your house.
Right.
I want my house to look good and represent me when I walk out that door.
Door.
I'm happy to drive up.
Hmm.
And you never think about that. Like, I hate going home.
But those are the things that I think make the difference in the individual, is to having those things that they can do and they want to do. And the thing about it is doing something that satisfies you and you feel like it makes you look decent and you feel decent about it. And you're not blaming nobody else and you're not making no excuses. You're just doing it because you think that that's the thing that you like, that's the thing that you do. There is a young lady in this building upstairs and she's with her mother. But me and that little lady, we have the best relationship because when I go in there, I talk to her and we just laugh and I tell her about her mother and she just be so happy and satisfied because we talking about how well her mother is. But she enjoys the conversation that we have. And I think that's the best thing that we can do.
Yeah.
But I enjoy it. So I know when I come here in the mornings, I have the same thing that I do at home. I talk about my wife. I talk about the things that she make me do, and I tell the young ladies here about it, and they laugh about it, and they say, "What it?" And you know what everybody tell me? Do what your wife say do, and I say, "Yes, I will."
Yes.
And it's just something that I think is just so good about having that type of relationship where you understand what it's all about, and don't think that you're the most grateful person in the world and nobody can teach you nothing, nobody can tell you nothing, and you know more than everybody else. And that's why I want to come to an agreement Friday with the ladies because some ladies have some good thoughts and ideas and opinions. And I think sometimes as men, we want to overlook that and say because we're men, we know more. But we have to realize that some of them ladies are much smarter than us. But if we listen to them, we're going to make some real good choices and decisions because we got someone else guiding us and the females are doing what they need to do. And we have to understand that and respect that. It's just like when you marry. If you don't have the utmost respect for the woman you married to, you got to be crazy. Because she is something that prepares you. She does everything. And you got to make her understand that you feel good about her.
Yeah.
And you have to congratulate her and say, thank you so much for being able to help me make the right choices and decisions. Because if you don't do that with them, then you're stupid and crazy because they can help you.
Yes.
You know?
Well, that makes a difference in the household. Again, it goes back to the house. And actually, besides every great man is a great woman.
Right.
Because you know what I mean? Because we support. So if you have support for your wife and she has support for you, there's nothing but positive, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why you're able to come here in peace and you talk about the things that you have already experienced in your life at home.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You respect her. You know that when you get home, she wants this. I know that I need to do this. And then you can come into, and it's the same thing. We watch that. We see the positive. Like I'm, real close to you guys. So I see, oh, okay, he's out there. He's going to do the yard. He's got to go get this because this is what she expects, right?
Yeah.
And y'all joke about it, like, oh Lord, I got the honeydew list or whatever, but it's in love.
And the reason why I know that's so important is that yesterday I was doing something outside and my wife said, I need to go over to Deuce's house. I said, okay. Well, Ducey and I went to school together and we were in the same class. Well, when I got over there and started talking to Ducey, she told me, well, you just be quiet because you do what your wife say do. And my wife was sitting there and I'm talking and she tell me, look, Willie, now you know we've been together a long time, for whatever Sherilyn said. Would you please go ahead and do that and just pay attention to her and do all the things that she say do? And I'm listening at her. I said, wait a minute, don't say, you mean I got to do it? She said, I'm telling you what it is. Now that's what you do, okay? Yeah. And her daughter was there, and both of them were telling me the same thing. So I got three ladies sitting there telling me what to do, and the only thing I can do is sit there and listen and say yes, yes, yes.
Yes, ma'am. That's your favorite. Yes, ma'am. Yeah. And then you see how peaceful it is. You don't have to argue. Well, why? Why? Just yes, ma'am. Get it done. And isn't that a peaceful? I guess what is that saying? A peaceful wife?
Wife, yeah.
A peaceful life.
Peaceful wife.
Peaceful wife.
Listen to
happy wife. Yes, happy wife, peaceful life.
Right.
Right.
That's right. But those are the things that
hear
make
that,
it
y'all?
so easy. And those are the things when you do it, it makes your life a little bit more comfortable. And you understand the old things about what it is you need to do. Why? I don't have any kids. And there's a reason for why I don't have any kids. But the whole thing about it is I married Sherilyn so that I thought a great deal about her. I wasn't thinking about her having kids and all of that. It was her that made the choice and the decision. And right now, we don't have any kids, but we've been married for 53 years. 53 and we're still together, and we're still having fun. Yes. And she's still talking to me and telling me what she want me to do, when she want me to do it, and how she want me to do it. And she says,
He saw one of the videos that I made, and she was like, "Ooh, look at my boo." I'm like, okay, look at it. He's so fine. I'm like, okay, well then go on, but that's what she said. My boo. Hey, boo. So shout out to Miss Sherilyn Mitchell, his other half. And I'm sitting here with her boo and all that. You know what I mean? So they are still together. The relationship is so strong and so nice to see. The love and the flirtations that they do and the little games they still play. So it happens. This is their relationship is the epitome of Black love. Black love and long lasting relationship, huh? That's right. Black love and the relationship and the respect. Yes, that's the key word, respect. It's just so important to me to do that. And no matter what's said and done, I have a responsibility to my wife. Yes. And I'm going to do that, and I'm going to respect her for being my wife, and I'm going to respect her for being a woman. Yeah. Those are just things that I think help me to make the right choices and the right decisions, but it brings about a lot of things that I'm happy. No matter what's said or done, I'm happy, and I be messing with my wife, but I'm gonna punch her and all of that. Yeah, all the jokes. But all I'm doing that is I'm doing it for a lot of fun. Yeah. And I have just as much fun with her in the house, telling about all that, as I do anything else. But those are the things that I think that we need to sit down and talk about as individuals and make sure that we all have some real responsibility of knowing how to adjust the lifestyle with each other and say things to each other that make each other feel good. Lift up. And lift up. That to me lifts you up, and there's nothing wrong with it. I just don't see where you got to feel like you got to be the best person in the world and you know more than anybody else. Right. That, and as I said, as a football player, all of that and the recognition was always and is still great. Yes. But it never has taken nothing away from me to recognize my family, who is Sherilyn Mitchell. Amen. And that is, I think, is the most beautiful thing in the world. Amen. Because she has all the things that she want to do. Mm-hmm. She does what she want to do, and then she tells me what to do. Yeah. And when she gets ready to go places, I'm the one that has to drive. Army. And she tells me how to drive. Chauffeur. Chauffeur. Yeah. And I mean, and we do that, but I don't get to hollering and telling her, shut up. I'm just listening to you need to teach a class on that too for men. That's another thing too for men, having etiquette. Right. Of how to to have a long relationship, there's
Mhm.
got to be some give and take, huh? There's
Right.
got to be some good give and take. Knowing when, and I'm talking because I'm learning myself, knowing when, okay, if I say that, that's going to make him go off. So
Hmm.
should I say it another way or should I say it at all? Is it going to help or hinder?
That's right.
Huh? Is it going
And
to help us or hinder?
but see, all of that boils down to that child. If
Mhm.
I can do
Yeah,
that with my wife and show that
that's
respect and
good,
do that,
Mr. Wood.
why can't I do that with the kids also?
That's good,
And
Mr.
show
Wood.
them the same type of respect and feel make them feel good about themselves because they know I have faith and trust in them.
Yes.
And I think that's one thing that we all need to do. And one of the things that I think that makes the big difference now is that we're not showing kids how much we love them
Yeah.
and to say, I love you and give you a hug and
Mhm.
make you and always tell you, baby, you sure look good.
Yeah.
That is nothing wrong with telling the fella, man, you're just as handsome as you can be.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. But they will, I don't care what nobody tells me. When somebody tells you that, you feel good.
You say thank you.
Yeah,
And you know what? I'm gonna say that right now because I haven't said it to my husband in a while. I'm like, you're fine.
yeah,
You know, I love you and you are so fine. You're so handsome. Um, and you fill me with joy, and I thank you for everything that you're doing. I know we grew up different, and I'm get angry about why you ain't this and why, but we're different, and so I can't make you be something else. You only can be what God made you to
that's
be,
right.
but I can support you to be better. That's
Hmm.
my thing, is support you to be better in love.
Yeah, that's
In love.
that's that's so important, and I just think it makes a difference with what we do. I think some of the attitudes will change, but I think we need to show each other how much love we have for one
Mhm.
another. Because if we go back to slavery and we go back to when this country was formed and how
Mhm.
many people they brought from Africa and
Yeah.
had all of them people out in the country, what did
Mhm.
those people do to make sure that they were comfortable? They had to get free and they had to do what was said for them to do,
Mhm.
and that's why we're here today. So
Yeah.
why can't we take some of those thoughts that they were doing and implement those things today so that we can keep what we have now in a positive way?
Yeah.
And that
Mhm.
that is just so important. And the one thing that we must say, we talk about jobs and opportunities. There is not a child in this world that doesn't have an ability and a skill, and it may not be the one that you have, but it might be one better.
Yeah.
But it's something that they can have that's so important.
Yeah.
It's one thing that I want to say,
Uh,
and you all are going to look at this and say, we never thought about this.
yeah.
In every building, every store, every nightclub, and everywhere else, it's got one thing that all of us are appreciative of, and that's a restroom. But it takes an individual to go in there and clean those things up so when we go in there, we're satisfied.
That's right.
Now, that's the job.
Yes, that's a
But there
job.
are some people who take that job, but if nobody takes that job, what are we going to do? So we
Nothing.
that is just one thing that we look at and we say, oh, this is so wonderful, but we ain't thought about it. Yeah, it's wonderful, but somebody had to come in here and do that.
Yes.
And the
Yes.
person that goes in there and does that cares about the way it looks and makes sure that it's clean. So
Yes.
what does that say to us? There's somebody doing the job that cares about what we feel like when we go inside a restroom.
That's right.
And that's
That's
no
good.
matter where we go, no where the state is in, no matter what side the building is, we go in there and we appreciate the way it looks and we appreciate the way it's done, but there is somebody that's taking care of it.
Somebody has to do that.
Somebody,
Mhm. So
but
that's a servant. That's
yeah,
a
I'm telling you, it's just,
because it's really humbling to. I know I do that for the church, and it's the love. Okay, so when
mhm,
that person go in there, they can sit on the toilet seat if they wanted to,
right,
because it's clean.
yeah,
So but that's a humbling experience. But you want that it's done in love,
hmm,
and so I like that. That it's great. That's a great point.
it is.
So
It's just so important, and that's no matter where we go and no matter what we say, we want the respect, and somebody's doing that have the respect for others who are coming in. Yes,
mhm.
they're getting paid, but it's a job.
It's a job.
Now, there's some people might not want that job,
Yeah.
but there are some people that takes that job and do a good job with that job.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah.
it is very, very important about some of the things that can be done, that be said, and we don't look at it and we don't address it because it's not something that sticks right in our head right now. But you think about it.
Yeah, but when it's nasty, it's in your head. That's the last thing and the first thing you want to talk about. Yeah, well, we're gonna talk about they bathroom's nasty. Ooh, but yeah, we never say they have clean bathrooms.
But that
We
took
thank you for the
an
person.
individual that went in there that had to have some thought process about what they're doing and thought about somebody else is coming here.
Yeah.
So let me make this look and fix it in such a way
Oh, that's
that they
good.
can appreciate.
That's good.
That is
Well,
unbelievable.
that is
You know.
awesome, man. Thank you. That was another great wisdom nugget.
Yeah.
Because on Wednesdays with Willie, that's the thing. I should call it Wisdom Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Wednesday, wisdom on Wednesdays with Willie, or Willie's Wisdoms. Willie's Wednesday. I got to come up because it's wisdom. It's
well,
wisdom.
You come up with the idea and the thought. Yeah. I will address it with you.
Okay. So, and I think our time is coming down. I know my buddy told me that I need to pay attention to the times, and I am Miss Secret Buddy Mitchell's wife, Sherilyn. Oops, I don't supposed to say your name.
And I say thank you very much for having me.
Yes. So yes. So is there anything we got? Reminding that this Friday at 6 o'clock that we're having the Women's Empowerment. San Antonio Fighting Back is hosting the Women's Empowerment meeting. So bring your kids, women. You come out with your Black-owned business or whatever, are coming to learn with a mindset ready to learn and change that mindset too, because we're gonna have some powerful speakers. So. Well, anything else you'd like to?
We look forward to seeing you.
We look forward to seeing you. And also, again, I am Sandra, the host of the I Shall Bloom Show. And remember, I shall bloom, you shall bloom,
and I shall bloom.
We shall bloom.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. All righty.